Hi, my name is Joe Gloria, and I'm talking to you from Gilbertie's Herb Gardens here in Westport, Connecticut. I wanted to go over a little bit about seed starting with you and why. Why would we ever start seeds inside? Real easy. You want to beat the winter blues, right? Something to do. You can get great selection. We have what you need to actually start your seeds. As you can see, all the lines we have will actually be here for you. You can take and plant them. We will actually go over with you exactly how, and I'm going to do this segment with you so you can actually see. So over here, we actually have our seedlings growing. This is kale, and as you can see, the kale seedlings are 2 or 3 in each pot. These have to obviously be thinned out, and that's something that you can do either by snipping or just leaving, taking and separating these two so that each one has its own cell, and that way it can grow to the size that you want it to be at. You'll notice that you can do one of a couple of things in the way of containers. We have obviously seed starting trays like this, which you can get up to 50 seeds, count them, or you can actually use what we call our cow or moo pots, which is another great line of sterilized manure, which people like to use because it actually breaks down quite quickly in the ground, and you can start your seeds there, your plants, real easy. We have as well the germinating media, this Coast of Maine totally organic and OMRI listed seed starter, and these are the components that you're going to want when you're putting together good organic vegetables, and we have it here for you. Some of the other key things to take into consideration are lights. I'm a huge advocate, and I think it's a great thing to do to use indoor lighting, because this way here you'll notice that the plants themselves are quite flush with leaves, and they're not leggy and stretched out, which a lot of times can happen if you don't necessarily use an indoor light. You can set them roughly 14 hours a day. We can go over that with you at any given time, but this way here you want nice, firm seedlings that are ready to go. After this process, I want you to make sure that you, on your calendars, code in the amount of weeks up to the last frost date. When is the last frost date? If you talk to 5 people, they're going to tell you 5 different things. I like using roughly around the 10th of May. And then you back out of that date to figure out when you're going to plant the subsequent seeds. Some seeds need to be started 10 weeks before, 5 weeks before, 4 weeks before. And that way, if you mark them, for example, tomatoes, 6 weeks before the last frost date, my tomatoes, you'll know on that particular week that's when you want to start your tomatoes, etc., etc. And that way here you don't have to necessarily step the plants up to bigger containers. And so that's definitely the way to get going. And once the seedlings are a week or so before you would actually put them outside, you would do what they call hardening off. So the hardening off process is just simply you bringing your seedlings outside for short periods of time at the beginning of the day, and then quickly bring them inside, starting with roughly an hour or so, and then by the end of the week, you'll be leaving them out for the entire day. That way they'll be nice and strong for when you go into the ground, which would be the following week. Of course, at that point, you want to make sure you have fertilizer in the ground in your garden, which we have here too, and we can show you the organic products to use to make your vegetables absolutely gorgeous and fruitful.